April 29th, 2022, and
2 years
prison
ago!
officer Vicky has just told her work colleagues that she's taking a prisoner to a psychological evaluation at a local courthouse. But something isn't right, as she's transporting the prisoner alone, despite rules mandating prisoners must be escorted by 2 officers at a time. But because of her senior position as a supervisor, nobody stops her, and it would be 6 hours before police realize that Vicky and the prisoner are never coming back. Desperate for clues, police start looking into the man that Vicky escaped with. It was Casey White, a man serving 75 years in prison for domestic violence, home invasion, murder, and brutally attacking a man with an axe.
What?
But there was one crime that stood out to police even more. 7 years prior to this, Casey had abused and manipulated his then-girlfriend to a point where she tried to escape from Casey's vicious hands. After they successfully made it to her friend's house, Casey would break into the house with 2 guns and full intent to murder them both. Luckily, they both escaped and survived his vicious attack. But that's when Casey fled the scene and began a series of carjackings across several states, until finally getting into a tense standoff with multiple police officers.
Casey, put the gun down. Let me see your hands, man. Put the gun down, Casey. Put the gun down, bud. Casey, put the gun down. Just relax a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, Jack. I would've let my shit sing. Shit would've pierced him. He already hurt and killed people. The fuck is he still walking around for? My shits would've been singing.
Hey, Casey.
Yes, sir.
I will get you a sun if you'll be still. Just be calm. You don't got no more. Go ahead.
A sun drop?
You got to plug in that.
It's unusual, but the cops rolled a drink and a pack of cigarettes towards Casey, hoping this would calm him down and avoid a shootout. Miraculously, this actually worked, and the cops were able to move in.
So this dude is basically an adult toddler. He needs food, a drink, and some cigarettes, and he'll be good. So why doesn't he get like a little aide to constantly give him that, instead of going out on little fucking killing sprees?
And make an arrest. His interrogation gave cops an even clearer view into just how insane this man was.
I've been trying to wait just to kill her ever since. I couldn't wait no longer. I had to do it tonight.
Do you regret what you did tonight?
I regret I didn't kill him.
Police now had a clear picture of who Vicky just helped escape prison. But how does Vicky fit into all of this? She works at a completely different prison, and there's no plans for Casey to ever see outside these walls again. Well, 1 year later, Casey confessed to a murder, resulting in him being moved to a different prison.
What?
This kicked off a series of events that would eventually result in Vicky's death. The murder that Casey confessed to was a 4-year-old cold case. It's unclear why Casey owned up to it now, but he was able to give specific details that nobody but the killer could have known. And after a short trial, he was quickly transported to a new prison, the same one where Vicky worked. Vicky is 56 and has been divorced for several years and put her heart and soul into her job. She was a model employee and popular among her colleagues, but her life had become boring and lonely. She wanted to change. And when Casey showed up, that's exactly what she got. They slowly began to talk more and developed a connection. They bonded over their shared last name and began to think that they were destined to be together. She started coming in on her days off and was noticeably happier. Despite having a great life on paper, Vicky had become enchanted by her feelings for Casey and was ready to throw it all away to be with a dangerous criminal. But
hey, bro, love make you do crazy things, bro. I love love, bro. I love love.
Well, it turns out it's not as rare as you might think. Some people are attracted to dangerous people. They know they could kill them at any moment, but feel special knowing that they choose not to. On top of that, Vicky had started to feel trapped in her day-to-day life and as though she had nothing to live for. If she could make a break with Casey, it'd at least be exciting, even if it did mean throwing everything away. While Casey was serving at Lauderdale, Vicky allowed him unrestricted access to parts of jail that prisoners aren't normally allowed to see, including areas that aren't covered by security cameras. Many speculate this is where the pair were intimate with each other and formed their plan to escape. Even at this point, Vicky still had no idea that this would turn out to be the worst mistake of her entire life.
No.
3 days before their escape, they decided to do a test run after Vicky told her colleagues that Casey had an appointment with a judge at the courthouse. Of course, there was no appointment, and they just sat in her patrol car for 9 minutes before returning. But now they know this works, and they're ready to make preparations for the real thing. 2 days before their escape, they're spotted on camera passing notes. It's thought that this was them discussing the final part of their escape plan, but by the time this footage was discovered, it was already too late. By April 29th, 2022, everything was in place, and they're ready to make their escape.
Damn, they sort of look like each other. They got the one small eye. Look, he has a small... He has the small left eye, and she has the small right eye.
Was in
Bro,
place,
they probably are
and they're
related.
ready to make their escape. As Vicky holds a senior post at the prison, she has certain powers that she's about to take advantage of. She arranges to send 12 inmates and 5 deputies to court on the day of the escape, leaving her as the last remaining officer in the prison with transport privileges. She then tells her bosses that Casey has to be taken for a mental health evaluation. Looking at the surveillance footage, it's clear something was up. Vicky has her firearm with her, something that is strictly forbidden inside the prison walls. She's also walking in front of Casey instead of behind him, showing she trusts him not to harm her. By helping Casey to escape, esteemed prison officer Vicky has thrown everything she had away, and in one pivotal moment has become a criminal.
Vicky's always been a good girl I went to school with. It's got to be other people involved, and Vicky's just a scapegoat. You knew her, you loved her.
I feel like if she had anything to do with it, it was definitely love.
Vicky and Casey casually walk out of the prison into a patrol car and drive away to freedom. It took 6 hours before anyone noticed they're missing. When the prison calls the courthouse to see what's taking so long, they're told that there is no appointment, and they come to the horrible realization that Casey has made a break for freedom. To evade the
Whoa, bro's 6'9"?
The horrible realization that
He's 6 foot. Oh wait, he's 6'1". Yeah, I think so. I think he's 6'1". 340. Bro is big.
Casey has made a break for freedom. To evade the authorities, they quickly ditch the patrol car and flee the state, and the cops now have no clue where they are, where they're going, or how to find them, marking the start of an 11-day manhunt that will span
11
the nation.
days?
On day 1 of Vicky and Casey's escape, the cops try to find clues at Vicky's home, but she's nowhere to be seen. In fact, she doesn't even own the house anymore. As part of her plan, she sold her house for extremely cheap. With the money, she bought vehicles, guns, and most suspiciously, men's clothing. This is the first indication the cops have that Vicky doesn't intend on coming back.
Oh my god! She bought 1, 2, 3, 4 dualies. With 1 AR, I think that's an AR,
indication the
a taser, and a...
Cops have that Vicky doesn't intend on coming back and is ready to start a new life with Casey. Things don't get any better for detectives when the patrol vehicle they used to escape is found abandoned at a local shopping mall. And even worse, there's no surveillance footage covering that area of the parking lot, so they don't even know which direction they went. But on day 2 of the manhunt, a tip-off from her family blows this case wide open, as it's revealed Vicky has been renting a storage unit.
1,000 bits! Hey, wait for Alex, 1,000 bits! W, wait for Alex, bro. W, guy. All right, now where's the 1,000 gifts? Yeah, how about you do that? Send me 1,000 gifts, so that way I can move into an apartment.
Police are able to locate the storage unit and discover that she was renting it with a burner phone. But despite their best effort to track this new number, the cops came up with nothing. But the existence of this new phone is the first solid evidence that cops have showing Vicky planned this all along and was actually a willing participant instead of a hostage.
Damn, bro.
Actually, quickly discovered he was not forcing her in any way.
Right, no, he was not forcing her. It was a mutual relationship.
You'd think that this would help the investigation, but things only get more insane and confusing from here on out. After realizing that they're essentially back to square one, the cops return to the shopping mall where they found the abandoned patrol car and decide to
King Crash Out! Wait, are we doing another hype train? Bro, we are 93% from a level 2 hype train. Does it restart every? Yo, wait for Alex! Wait, who sent the 2 gifts? Valorant gifted one. Who's Valorant? Yo, W Valorant with the sub. W Alex.
comb through all
W
the
Alex
surveillance footage from the days leading up to the event. That's when they spot Vicky a few days before the escape, parking a car in a nearby parking lot.
W Valorant. I don't know who Valorant is, but W Valorant.
Boys versus the petty boys. Sold that already, got on time boat rides. Ollie got the first and he signed a struggling is coming from no.
Yo, Valorant with the 10.
And then I come back to tell you how that feels. Gassed up, you couldn't pay the.
First solid evidence that cops have showing Vicky planned this all along and was actually a willing participant instead of a hostage.
Did you get the sense they were actually quickly discovered he was not forcing her in any way?
Right, no, he was not forcing her. It was a mutual.
Keep the change.
You'd think that this would help the investigation, but
not the little bro,
things
keep the
only get
change.
more insane and confusing from here on out. After realizing that they're essentially back to square one, the cops return to the shopping mall where they found the abandoned patrol car and decide to comb through all of the surveillance footage from the days leading up to the event. That's when they spot Vicky a few days before the escape, parking a car in a nearby parking lot. And this isn't her usual car either. It's one she bought only a couple days earlier, a 2007 Ford Edge that the cops quickly realized had to be their getaway vehicle. But when police went back to the parking lot and the supposed getaway vehicle was still there, they realized that Vicky had left a decoy.
What?
Police had just lost their only clue, while giving Vicky and Casey a
I know it's a
five-day head
joke, bro.
start.
I know it's a joke,
But
King
since
Crash.
they abandoned the Ford, the cops assumed that they have to have found another vehicle in the area, and lo and behold, they quickly picked up another lead. A homeowner nearby told them he sold his Ford F-150 pickup truck to a man who approached his house on the day Vicky and Casey went missing. That man is described as being around 6 feet 9 inches tall and looked exactly like the picture he was shown.
He is 6'9". Bro's almost 7 feet tall. Instead of killing people, he could have went to the fucking NBA. Think about that.
Now all they have to do is find that Ford F-150 and bring this manhunt to an end. And thanks to another lead, they're closing in. On day 6, the owner of a car wash in Indiana noticed something strange. A Ford F-150 had been parked in one of the cleaning bays for an unusual amount of time, and he suspects this vehicle has been abandoned. Unfortunately, this is before a search was initiated for the truck, but something's still not right. This pickup truck is far too nice to have been dumped by anyone sane, and the owner quickly grew suspicious. In order to find out, he checks out the car wash surveillance footage, and what he finds will help the cops finally capture their 2 fugitives. That's Casey getting out of the pickup. And he's acting very strangely. He's waiting for Vicky, and she's in that car driving just out of shot. When Casey gets in the new vehicle, leaving their pickup and driving off, the owner knows they're up to no good and calls 911.
There's a truck been sitting in my bay since yesterday at 3 o'clock. I looked at my cameras and the guy's kind of suspicious. It's a Ford F-150 4-door truck. It's blue in color. It's got Tennessee license plates on it. And I've got him on camera.
The next day, cops arrive at the car wash and initiate a search of the truck.
Does it return to a Dodge?
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
With nothing to go off of, the cops quickly leave the scene and the pickup is towed away. It takes 4 days for this vital lead to get back to detectives, but when it does, they drop everything and head straight to Evansville on day 10 of the hunt. They're due to arrive at the car wash at 9 a.m., but fail to show up on time, frustrating the car wash owner so much that he takes matters into his own hands and calls the local press.
So then, 9:30, they're not here. So I get on the phone to Fox News. I said, y'all want a story? Yeah, we like a story. I said, I got one. So I got a convict over at my car wash. I got him on camera. He said, you talking about the one in Kentucky? I said, no, I'm talking about the one in Alabama with the girl. He said, okay, we'll be right there. They showed up. They got there 10 minutes before the marshals.
U.S. Marshals arrive during the media frenzy, and when they take a look at the surveillance footage, they realize they've found the car Vicky and Casey could still be driving, a Cadillac, and one that Vicky and Casey think is completely unknown to the cops. It seems like their days on the run are numbered,
not gonna
but even
lie,
with the leads they have,
these people are smart as fuck. They have left multiple decoys everywhere. That is crazy. They should have went straight to California and then up to Canada or cross the border and go into Mexico. That's what they should have done. Dang,
they
bro.
come up with nothing, and the cops are starting to realize their fugitives could be anywhere in the country. But as it turns out, they're closer to home than anyone thinks. Back in Evansville on day 11, a cop is on his way home from a long shift when he sees a familiar-looking vehicle parked outside a Motel 41. It looks like the same Cadillac from the car wash, and he hastily takes down the license plate. The problem is, the license plate of the Cadillac seen at the car wash was never seen, so they have no way of knowing if it's the same vehicle. But they do have the license plate of the recovered F-150, so grasping at straws, they decide to run that through their license plate reader, and when they do, they strike gold. Several traffic cameras have picked up the F-150, and following it in nearly every shot is a Cadillac. A Cadillac whose license plate perfectly matched the one at Motel 41 right in front of them. Finally, by sheer luck, the cops have found their fugitives. All they have to do now is bring them in. First, deputy marshals find strategic positions around the motel. They're all in plain clothes and unmarked vehicles, hoping to be as covert as possible. But while the cops surround them, Vicky and Casey are in room 150 watching the TV in horror right as the discovery of the Ford F-150 hits the news. The plan was to bring Vicky and Casey in quietly, but before they get a chance to put their plan into action, Vicky walks out of the hotel room and throws a bag into the Cadillac. She's followed by Casey, and even though they're in disguise, there's no mistaking Casey White's massive frame. Casey gets behind the wheel, and the Cadillac takes off. The cops' plan has been completely foiled once again, but they've got a backup. They're going to follow them and try to box them in to avoid a confrontation. But before they get a chance, they realize they've been spotted. Casey turns onto US Highway 41 and hits the accelerator, taking the cops on a chase across traffic and through parking lots until he manages to make a break for freedom by driving straight through an open field. At around the same time, police dispatch receives a call from none other than Vicky herself, and it gives you an idea of how terrifying this chase really is.
God. Airbags are going on. Let's get out. Run.
A police vehicle forces Casey to drive straight into a ditch, and this pursuit is brought to a sudden halt. But it's far from over, as cops know the pair are armed and could open fire at any point in some kind of Bonnie and Clyde inspired shootout.
Crash down. Honey, crash down.
Oh shit!
Please, check him out. It's not up, guys. It's my wife. That's a best woman in the world right there. Please, that's the best woman in the world. Vicky, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry, baby. Anybody in this world don't deserve it. She don't. When she herself, it hit me. But y'all ain't gonna believe me. I'm gonna say I killed her. Just like y'all say I killed everybody else.
Finally, after 11 days, the manhunt has come to an end, and they've got Casey unharmed in handcuffs. But Vicky met a much more devastating end. Just 2 weeks ago, she was an upstanding member of society, an esteemed prison officer respected by those around her. Now, she's a fugitive, laying in a criminal's stolen car, conscious, but with devastating injuries.
What?
David, she good? No, she's good. She's still got it in her hand. Yes, she's got it in her hand. Medic right here, medic. Look, get back. It's still in her hand? Yes, it's in her hand. Still breathing. I gotta break this sucker up here.
She got herself.
We can reach in to get the gun. That'd probably be easier in the windshield. See if it'll open. Good idea. You got cover? Yeah. It's opening. It's opening. You got me? Yep. I'm gonna go for the gun first. All right, pull me out.
That's sad, bro.
She's been shot in the head, and Casey claims she took her own life. When cops get a better look, they find her finger is still on the trigger of the gun. Later that day, Vicky was pronounced dead in a nearby hospital. We'll never really know what the two had planned for their life together after their escape. Whether they wanted to go off the grid and settle down, or live the rest of their lives on the run. Well, it turns out, Casey never planned to keep Vicky around at all. He described her as a liability, and someone that didn't have the mind for this sort of thing. It's likely that she would have been ditched shortly after this point, or killed by Casey anyway, as he was found guilty of first-degree prison escape and sentenced to life behind bars. He'll be 98 years old before he gets a chance at parole, so this terror of a man will likely be off the streets until the day he dies.
Damn, she did that all for him, bro. Love is genuinely the scariest feeling you can feel once you felt it. Then once you feel it and you keep feeling it, and it obviously becomes nothing. But when you first feel it, it's a little bit scary at first, because the first thing that goes into your mind is, damn, at any point in time, me and you can Bonnie and Clyde this whole life, and you would be completely down. Because it's scary. It's like a superpower. It's like this person is willing to be my Robin to Batman. And at any point in time, I can go, let's go fight Joker, but you have to fight him. And the love will make you fucking do it. It's such a... And then you can extrapolate and go to the extreme, because love will really make you do that, bro.
That is the best feeling, bro.
No, that's what I'm getting to. But but once you like know what's up, it's the best feeling in the fucking... There's nothing greater than that. No amount of money, no amount of drug can amount to like genuine love like that. It's unreal. I love it, bro. I was like, you can literally live a movie. So you can say, let's pack up our things right now. Let's fucking go. Let's leave. And because of love, they will be like, let's go. Fuck it. Love like makes you... It doesn't make you blind, but it makes you not care about the consequences of following your loved one. It like, there's no consequence to that. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go in debt. I don't care. I love them though. I love them. And then if you guys break up, then it's like, oh, fuck him, fuck her. That is all fucking shit. But during it, if you guys don't break up, it's fucking amazing, bro. I love love. I love love. Chat, I have so much love. I need fucking 20 different women. That's how much love I have in me. I need more than one. I have so much love. All facts.
All faxes.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like talking about love, bro. It makes, bro, I love talking about love, bro. I love that. I love talking about love. Because there's so many different types of love, but they're all sort of the same. Like love for your dog. Like love for a pet will make you go crazy too. Having genuine love for an animal, bro, will turn you into a superhero. And people are wondering, what do you mean? Loving an animal, knowing that it can't protect itself, makes you braver. It genuinely makes you braver, because you'll sit there and think, if somebody tried to kill my dog, I will not let that happen. I wouldn't let it happen. That's if you have genuine love for the dog. You know what I mean?
It's a feeling like no other.
Facts. It's a feeling though, not felling. But yes, that is facts. It's not. It's people are like, oh, there's nothing that could describe love. I think you can't. Then you don't. Obviously, are one, not good with words, and two, probably have never felt fucking love. Cause it's probably one of the easiest things to explain. Love makes you do crazy things. It makes you feel like you're a superhero. It makes you feel like the world doesn't exist. Problems do not exist when you're in love. That's what love feels like. People are like, I have so much problems. Fall in love. Problems don't fucking exist. Because all it does is take one conversation. All of a sudden you forget about it. Chad, do you understand how many times that has happened to me in the past? Like, you know how many times that's happened to me when I had girls, bro, when we were in love? No problems exist. I don't have money for this, baby. I love you. You love me? Yeah. All right, then. We don't have a fucking problem, then. We're alive. We're breathing. Our hearts are beating in sync. It's fucking amazing. It's a good day. And then all the problems like fucking disappear somehow, and money starts fucking coming in different ways. You find money somewhere. Love is fucking awesome, bro. It's unreal. It's literally a superpower.